1-0 once or twice recently. But the good thing is, no undeads in this group. In fact, no undeads today or tomorrow. We'll see plenty of them again in the top 8. But for the first part of the group stage, we're done with them.
Exactly. Man, I got so sick of Coil Nova. I'm so happy these undeads finally take a break. Actually, there's only 3 in the tournament. It's not that bad, everybody. We got almost the same games as yesterday, same maps as yesterday in this matchup. Concealed Hill, the pick for Lin. Last Refuge as the neutral playground. And Foggy going for Twisted. No Turtle Rock, no more.
Yeah. Interesting. Foggy banned Turtle Rock, I imagine. Yes, he did. And Lin didn't ban Last Refuge. Last Refuge is a map especially good for Talons, especially good for Demon Hunter first. And I think this is a smart move by Lin not to remove the map, but rather go for another one that he doesn't favor so much. In this case, it was Terrana Stand. That's a bit surprising. Normally, orgs tend to favor that map, but Lin here doesn't want to go and get embroiled in some kind of a weird game, as Terrana oftentimes can be. Point is, he lets Last Refuge through, because Foggy normally really doesn't favor the Demon Hunter first so much in this matchup. Keeper first, normally all the way. Oftentimes with hunts, oftentimes with talents, sometimes even with lore play. And I think that's a smart choice, letting Last Refuge through.
All right, we are getting ready for the games to start. It's all best of 3. Of course, if you end up first place, you're gonna be ascending into the playoff stage right away, the top 8, where the first place of Group C will face the runner-up of Group D. So everybody here today is safe from a match against 1-0 and happy in the first round. And of course, vice versa. What are the ups and downs, Remo, for Foggy to take this here?
He will have to play his best. He will have to iron out the mistakes of yesterday, and then he can certainly take a map, maybe even win the series. But I, honestly, if I'm being completely truthful, which I always am, as Remo the Righteous, as you know, then I would say also it's going to take some mistakes from Lin, to be honest.
Well, let's see if he makes some, if he takes this a little too lightly. No red cardigan today. That's a good sign for all the Lin fans around the world. And Foggy in the bottom left. Night Elf versus Orc. We've seen this plenty yesterday. What is the style? How much aggression? Which caster units for the Orcs? Plenty of questions. And of course, this... you know, my Warcraft historian heart always beats a little when I see Foggy versus Lin, dating back to GCS 2015, Foggy's big breakout performance where he was the one eliminating Lin from a group stage. That won't happen here today, but maybe he's remembering that occasion as well when he was the ultimate underdog and can cause an upset like this again.
By the way, predictions are up, fellas. Gamba is online. And we're going to see what's happening here in the early stages. It is the Keeper first against the Blade Master. I think that was a safe bet for Lin to expect no Demon Hunter. Other players like Colorful are really good with Demon, really fond of Demon. For Foggy, it's a bit different. But Keeper could still very well turn into Talons later on. Talons or Hunts, both are possible here.
Exactly. Maybe even a mix of both. That would be a weird tech tree, but it's definitely not impossible. So far, so standard for Foggy. He definitely more of a macro than a micro player. Lin, he can do everything, dude. Yesterday, his performance was grand. Almost no mistakes. Insane fights, especially in the Orc Mirror matchup. For him, it's very simple. 2-0, 2-1. It doesn't really matter if he wins the group. Here we go.
Absolutely.
Talk about it. Say it. Scout Peon. Dead. Remo, come on.
Yep. Scout Peon dead. Honestly, I think it's less bad on this map because the Keeper's movement is very predictable. Lin tried to pull in the Merc camp. That didn't work. So the Keeper gets a little bit of experience right away.
Alright, and we get 5 gifted subs by Unmanner. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much also to Mena93 for the 5-month support. Okay, Blade Master is doing Blade Master things, going to the shop, trading the town portal for the circlet, and harassing these poor wisps.
Yeah, this is a double whammy in terms of tech. With this skipped shop, you can tech up really quickly. Tier 2 has already started, and if you can kill more wisps, that's even more tech advantage for the Orc if you can manage it. Only one wisp has gone down so far. That is Totally fine. No, I think he got 2. One was detonated, the other wasn't, so it's 2 Wisp kills so far. That's still okay, but you really don't want to lose more.
Yeah, it's of course hard to control this blade when you don't have Entangle, when you decide early to go for Treants for better creeping, but Foggy, good Wisp movement. We know that Wisp positioning is always near and dear to his heart. Got an entire textbook filled with all these Wisp positions. Doesn't help him too much. Oh, how sharp is the Grunt Axe? Ah, he finds it, and that tree is a safe one.
Big Master, not with a double circlet, but a single circlet. One of the benefits also of this opening, playing so aggressive, sure you're not creeping, sure you're not getting the most items, but you're also not spending money on salves for a long time. So the orc gets to tier 2 quickly with lots of gold. I think you said that Soin was the one coming up with this build, right? With the instant aggression, no shop, and seems like everyone has started to copy it.
Yeah, not really sure who was the first to play it like that, but for Soin it was absolutely noticeable that he plays this style in almost every matchup. I mean, we haven't seen him versus human, but against Orc, against Undead, and against Night Elf was always the same. So, I credit Soin for that. I also give some credit for Foggy, man. This Wisp micro, as we say in Germany, not from bad parents.
Yeah, a couple nice saves in there. Good movement, good positioning. And now continuing to creep, and it's going to unlock Entangle, which means that finally he's going to have a good weapon if he finds the grunts out there. Since Lin sold the TP, he has to be more careful with the grunts. Can't use that item to save them. Oh, but the Wand of Illusion can certainly cause quite the ruckus, especially with the Merc Camp on this map. Foggy even entangling it to not get annoyed too much.
Okay, well done. Foggy so far. Floating resources at the verge of tier 2. We'll have to decide for a second hero. Should then be the Demon Hunter, and there he is. Shadow Hunter on the other side. For Lin now, the next question, Walkers or Shaman, and it's Walkers again. There's some newly found love for the old school Walkers.
We're using a lot of mana. There was 2 entangles on 2 illusions. As you can see, the keeper is very dry. Lin, somewhat surprisingly, didn't use the illusion to creep his own Merc Camp. That's not normally something that the orcs love to do. If this had been focused, I guarantee you, 2000%, he would have gone for the Merc Camp creep. But Lin wanted to play safe, and I think for good reason. Look at that. Foggy staffing north. He was expecting the greedy creep, but Lin anticipated it and didn't give any open.
God Gamer. What a game sense displayed by Lin. Not only the fantastic micro and macro, no. Game knowledge and reading your opponent like a book. Well done.
Last creep being taken out, and that is level 3 for the keeper. Ooh, perfectly lined up. And we see again the Torrent Totem play. It's going to be Walkers once more by Lin. Yesterday against Kaho, that really didn't work out. I mean, the push looked good for some time, but in the end it was not successful. But here... wait, I neglected to think about the fact that this is not hunts, obviously. this is talent, so of course Walkers is very logical.
Okay, there we go. On to the wins. Blade Master, how sharp is the knight? Knight? No, I'm thinking about the human games already. The knife. That's what I want to say. Also want to give a special shout out to Russ Brain, old school tournament funder of Warcraft 3. Thank you very much for still tuning in. Keeper now playing the Blade Master role with that harass, doing some fine damage on the Shadow Hunter, down to 50%, not getting surrounded here, but the Blade is in for the rescue.
It's gonna entangle the Grunt, right?
I think so.
It took a long time. Is he gonna get the kill? He could have entangled this Grunt way earlier.
You know,
Foggy missing an opportunity here.
Gotta make sure that's not an illusion after the fail of the early game. Like, better say so sorry. Maybe he was a little busy there, setting up the creep spot. That is the entangle, and that should be the kill. I don't see any experience though. Did Lin deny?
Yeah. Pretty sure he did deny, force the TP, and that's okay for Lin. Losing one Grunt, sure, but against Talons, of course, they'll be very weak late game anyways. And force lots of mana, force the Keeper to go low HP, force the TP. That's actually a good trade for Lin. And he did go for Mirror Image, and now using the illusion to creep that Merc Camp, knowing that the Keeper is far away and can't really be aggressive.
Okay, looking fine. Also, the item for Foggy Rune Brace is obviously not that great. Sells it, Invo Potion, and Lin scouting at all times. And of course, mirror image, not the great lightning rod when you go for the walkers, but still so much value with Spirit Link. Last hit right there, Book of the Dead. Holy moly, 50 gifted subs by Russ.
Goddamn!
Apparently you're still doing fine. Wonderful to see that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always fond memories of your tournaments back in the day.
That's super awesome. Thank you very much. Early into the day, lots of support already, guys. Much appreciated indeed. We are well underway now on map 1, and still a pretty even game so far. Lindo has the weaker heroes at the moment, so may need to catch up a bit more in creeping.
Okay. This is still not unwinnable for Foggy, but slowly but steady, Lin is maneuvering himself into a wonderful position. Devotion Aura also fantastic. Is it the old school keeper to follow this up? It absolutely is, but Lin is distracting even more, delaying the positioning. Wisps are coming in, but not the greatest detonate. The walkers have a lot of mana, a lot of dispel. Focus fire on the Blade Master though. Is that the way to get rid of Lin in the middle of the map? So far, the Korean's holding its ground.
Yeah, perfect timing by Lin. Beautiful heal scroll there as well, saving the Raider. Look at the timing for the Master training. It's just not quite finished in time. Was Foggy too aggressive, moving out too quickly on the map? Perhaps. Now Master is finished. Finally, we have the Cyclone. And it's not too much mana on these walkers, I suppose.
Okay, Tinker is dead, but he's a damage sponge anyway. Not the end of the world. Also level 1, Foggy with a big heal potion keeps the Demon Hunter intact. And Book of the Dead summoned. There's only... Oh, there's no dispel anymore. All the walkers are dry. Nice patience by Foggy, waiting for that exact situation to pop that item. Blade Master. Can he get out of there? He absolutely can. The great escape, but Entangle ends there. Focus fire. Invul saves the DH, but Lin also with extraordinary micro keeping his first hero save. And now there's Deer on the menu.
Ancient of War also going to be taken out. Shadowhunter on the chase. He's got good experience already. We all know the level 4 for the Shadowhunter is the big powerful level up. He's getting very close. Foggy held his own, fought as well as he could without master training there for a long time, but this fight certainly favored Lin.
What a riot in the middle of Lost Refuge. That's the way we want to start our day, and Foggy shows once again that he's competitive even with the best in the world. But his supply is not looking great at all. We all know that replacing talents is not the most expensive thing in the world, but 15 food, plus you have to wait a little for the mana to come back. Trouble for Foggy.
And also needs a lot of assistance to heal up his whole army. Heal salves, heal waves, and stuff is still hurt. Heal scrolls also gonna be needed. Foggy has a small army, but he knows the Orc always needs some time to recover. So now out on the map, creeping up freely, even without a TP. That almost looks dangerous. But then also is creeping, and he's gonna grab the red camp.
Yeah, Foggy was blasting through his items as well. There was a big potion, there was the Book of the Dead, there was an Invul potion. He is nowhere near ready, and Lin building some towers in the north. There is of course two big advantages for Orc. That is A, late game hero levels, and that is then B, a fortified expansion. And he's working at both of them at the same time.
Alright, big item for Foggy. He needs something good. He gets the Legion Doomhorn. That's pretty good. Aura items always appreciate a bit more healing. I think that's even going to be quite helpful. With this build, healing can be problematic, even if it's not that much. But Lin now has double level 4s. With level 2 mirror image, by the way. Gonna make it very hard to figure out who the real Blade Master is.
Indeed. After having some issues with one illusion earlier in this game, now he has to face two of them. It's impossible to figure this out. Tower finished, but there is some information for Foggy. He also gets more items, and the Tinker plus Pocket Factory is pretty good at destroying these towers, even with the fortified upgrade. Lindo, double heal scroll, Invo potion. This is a fantastic setup for the Korean Orc, not gonna lie.
Been being cost efficient, staying below upkeep for a long time, sniping as many items as he can. Lin doesn't want to fight right now, he just wants to creep as much as he can. Get close to those double level 5s. We all know how strong they are for the Orc dual hero. If he gets creep jacked, he's mostly gonna TP out. Because he did buy that TP late game, which is something that is rarely seen, but might be the perfect call here. Foggy now in a position to creep jack. If he figures out where his opponent is.
Oh, not really. There is a TP on Lin that is of course expensive, but he's not finding him. A little bit of wasted time for Foggy, unfortunately. Closing in on level 5, as you said. Treants chip down on the tower, but that will take some time. Bat Riders, in anticipation of fairies, and for scouting. Very nice to have.
Lin sold the Warsong Battle Drums, by the way. That's pretty surprising, but some good money it certainly is. Speaking of items, by the way, Lin, not the most fortunate. He found 3 rings, and I think also earlier a small ring, plus 3, and a crystal ball. But that means he can sell all of those and make big money. He was pretty rich already. Getting up to 60 supply, soon gonna be at 70. And when the orc armies get really big, like 65, 70 supply and upward, it's really hard for the knights to take those fights without all the talents dying super fast.
Also, lots of mana accumulated. He didn't need too much Spirit Link or Dispel against the creeps, obviously. This next fight, man, Lin is in such a great spot. But there's still no second base. He figures out that there is Bat Riders. They will require some attention. And Foggy is very... Oh. I was about to say very keen on finally getting rid of that tower, but he seems a little indecisive now.
Lin now seems to be ready. Even more units reinforcing. Oh, Keeper is caught. What's he doing? Wait, is he just dead?
What? There is an invul, but I don't think he can fight out there. And Foggy just calls the game anticlimactic. We were waiting for the big fight. But Lin, dude, he doesn't need the big fight. He needs one opportunity. And that's it. 1-0 for the War Chief. One step closer to the round of 8.
Expertly played by Lin, continuing his strong form, goes up 1-0. We'll be seeing Foggy's map Twisted next. And, you know, it's a really typical day for Lin. Like, we watch his game against Talons, and it looks like a weak strategy. It looks like, well, if I play like that, Talons is easy to beat, but that's because he knows exactly when to do what, how to utilize his power spikes, when is the right time to attack, when it's time to creep, when it's time to buy more time for more upgrades and such. And there was seriously not a single misstep there by Lin. And Lin, this shape is terrifying to go up against.
Absolutely, man. The timing at the fight in the middle of the map was just gorgeous. Seconds before Foggy is ready and using that seconds to do the big damage. Foggy, will you go down 0-3? That hasn't happened to any of the players just yet in Group A and B. At least the map would be a statement for the Ascension phase. Go Foggy. Work some magic.
Alright, Twisted Meadows. For many items out there, it's one of the favorite maps. Of course, Moon, the legend, was the one to first show how this map can be played very tactically, very evasively, with lots of expansions, and so on. Oftentimes, this matchup is a lot about how well the Orc can delay the expansion and punish the expansion of the Night Elf. And on a huge map like this, that's very hard to do.
Foggy, I wonder if it's time for your patented mass AP push. You defeated Lin on Turtle Rock with that, and there's some positions here on the map where you could absolutely do that. Keeper once again, Foggy not switching it up. And this observer indicating that there's an Engine of War missing.
Yeah, this could be a Tree of Life first. This is a kind of a crazy build for Night Elf that only really works on this map. Build a Tree of Life somewhere in the corner, the Keeper protects it, and the Orc oftentimes has a tough time dealing with it. Either that, or instant hunts?
I gotta say, I'm a little worried if he goes for that tree. No, hunts it is. Alright. Something new, something irregular. Maybe you need that versus Lin, who's ready for absolutely everything that was thrown at him recently.
Alright, Lin, very importantly, scouting with the peon, and seeing that there's no Ancient of War creeping happening. Now, the roles are reversed. The Keeper's going to be the one harassing, and the Blade Master will be the one who should be trying to creep as much as he can. Oh, this is pretty smart, actually. Of course, this build is surprisingly effective because the Orc with this build doesn't have heal staff, so he can't really creep. So the Blade Master aggression is going to kind of run into nowhere.
Okay. Runs into the keeper, does some damage there, starts the tech, and Foggy is committed to mass hunts. No hunters into expansions. It is a proxy engine of war as well, so I think the chances for an AP push are pretty damn high, Remo.
Could also be an expansion. I mean, it is close to the gold mine. And the Engine of War has been scouted. That is valuable information right now for Lin. And honestly, if he wants to go for an AP push, he can't really support all of that with gold. He's got double Ancient of War. He can pump out Huntresses. He can't do Huntresses and expansion and AP push. But this is cool. Foggy building trees everywhere across the map. And it's so hard for the orc to have the proper scouting to see this all.
Yeah, Foggy coming in prepared. He's not going down without a fight, that is for sure. A little bit of a classic Twisted Meadows opener with the Keeper and the Hunts. And plays the long run. Hunts, of course, can be devastating to orc expansions. And this is certainly something Lin has lined up for himself. Keeper getting hurt a little bit, but the Wisps are protected. I would say this is a fine game, especially now that he got the staff as well.
Smart strategic play here by Foggy, nothing too flashy, but he knows that the Blade Master has to follow him around, otherwise the Keeper's going to get too many peon kills, and so he's distracting with the Keeper, using him as a bit of a bait across the map, and setting up creep opportunities and expansion opportunities at the same time. Cool build by Foggy, and one that only really works on this map.
Okay, what's Lin gonna do now? He has the information about the 6 o'clock Engine of War. Does he have the information about the expansion? He's not scouting too much on the outskirts of his base, but getting ready with mercenaries. That's the big berserker for a lot of damage, and he's gonna creep this, isn't he? Yep. Newly found way for orcs to creep this easy and fast, and Foggy misses an opportunity to jump on it.
Yeah, he saw it. I think he decided not to go for it because he knew his army wasn't strong enough. He's got a little one Keeper and 2 Huntresses. I think it might be wiser not to fight here because what's he gonna achieve? I don't think much, especially considering there's a TP here. But Foggy now feels the need to have to fight still. Alright, see how it goes. TP out. And that was, I would say, a lot of wasted time for Foggy.
Yeah, he could have leveled. If he jumps onto it immediately, I can see some damage being done. That would force an earlier Shadow Priest as well. This way, Lin gets his TP removed, and since he has to walk across the entire map, the biggest map in the pool, this Tree of Life should be safe for the time being.
Yeah, should be pretty easy to creep right now, even if the Blade shows up. We do have Sentinel upgrade, yeah? Yeah, we do. But Lin could also just counter-expand. Shadowhunter is coming, and again, he's going for the Walkers. Really seems to favor them a bit more than Shaman at the moment.
I wonder if that causes an identity crisis to Carson, usually following in the footsteps of Lin, as every orc does, and Carson, of course, big fan of the Shaman. Mirror image lasted. Oh, there was a possibility, but Foggy counter-blocking nicely as well, but the strategy is up now. Tech is on the way. Lin has to make a decision if he wants to push this or counter-expand, and I think counter-expand is, as you said, a valid choice, but this can be knocked down by Hans quite quickly.
Entangle at the moment, not too efficient against the mirror image. Blade Master, having found the big healing, by the way, is a great item. With that, he can keep up way more pressure here and distract for a longer time to ensure that the Shadowhunter is creeping safely. And is more than willing to commit that big healing. There it is. Forces the staff out. But there should be plenty of moon juice to heal up.
Yep, 530 to be precise. And where's the Shadowhunter gonna move now? No level 2, finds a claw, that's quite nice. And Blade Master, not the gardener he wants to be. Entangled Goldmine still coming up. This is a better game for Foggy than before. One of the better games in the tournament for him.
The problem here for Lin is he doesn't have Shaman, he doesn't have early Dispel, so the Keeper does pose a threat. That is the downside when going Walkers. They have good damage, Spirit Link is good, but of course the Dispel will take some time. So Lin can't go for the expansion creep too easily, can't defend aggression too easily, and this is something we criticized yesterday. That Walker play, you know, it's good later on, but oftentimes against the Keeper it feels like you need stuff right away. But Lin is the God Gamer, so let's see how he does it.
That is correct. I also feel like Spirit Link is a double-edged sword, as of course it distributes the damage the unit takes evenly across the units affected by Spirit Link, but hunts also do AoE damage, so you definitely have to have some heal scrolls and a high level heal wave. If you're missing out on the heal scroll, everything could die at once. Shop creep for Foggy, Ring of Regeneration on the Keeper, that's nice. Level 3, Alchemist, or level 3 on the Keeper close, Alchemist on the field as well. He gets a little bit of mana, which is never too shabby. And so far, Lin preparing the big moves, but not in close proximity. Foggy getting rich now.
This game is looking pretty similar to the one against Kaho yesterday. That one happened on Concealed Hill, very similar opening and creep route and stuff, and there Lin went for level 3 Shadowhunter timing and around 50 supply into the main base, and that is basically a carbon copy. Again, the same thing is happening. Level 3 Shadowhunter push into the main. This AP at the expansion will not be useful.
Oh no, Foggy sees it, repositioning now, but it might just be too late. Are the hunts ready? Is the Alchemist strong enough? Goes for the Shadow Priest immediately, microed away, Berserker up for grabs now. This is not a real choke, so there's no mischance for Lin on the retreat, but Foggy, he's too powerful as it seems. Wisp in position as well. Heal spray not intercepted with Ensnare, saves it for later. That Wisp getting killed as well as a hunt. Berserker, of course, a great addition. Oh, the heal wave, beautifully done. God Gamer, as you say.
One big mistake yesterday against Kaho was not having a shop ready early. One peon is joining. That looks like a shop might here be on the agenda, and that would be a big help, certainly. Stroke protection pop, the Hunters is now pretty durable, and Lin having issues here breaking through, but great saves as well. Save the Raider, save the Berserker, healing them up now with the heal salves. But the Shadowrunner's out of mana. May have to back up.
Right on. And then what? Mirror Image draining more mana off of the Blade Master. Gets in front though, is he? No, he's not. And now, with the shop missing, as you pointed out once again, he has to step out. That push has to be abandoned for now, and Foggy's expansion is running. 700 gold. How greedy is he gonna be? When's he gonna break?
And I wonder why Lin is making this strategic adjustment. Like, Shaman counter expansion was really successful for a long time, like for many months now. And now, with this new strat, with Walker push strat, he's basically rolling the dice. This is an all-in, obviously. Now it's too late to counter expand, and Lin has to make this work within the next few minutes.
Good luck with that. Now we have the AP coming, we got the hunts upgrades coming, we got damage upgrades coming. Foggy is just getting stronger by the minute, and once again shows that he can compete with the best in the world. Lin broke. This is all he has for this push to come.
Third Ancient of War for Foggy. He wants to have all the production necessary, and even if you lose an Ancient of War. But great positioning. No Ancient of War in front, super exposed to lose production. And Foggy so far has been able to protect all of his buildings. Here begins the next big fight. Huntress is running in, trying to do as much as they can right now before all the Serpent Wards are ready.
Okay, next Ancient of War is ready, and Tangle on the Berserker as always.
А я покрышку клеил на велосипеде. Проколол где-то заднее колесо. Я даже знаю где. Помню то самое стекло, на которое наехал. Надеялся, что не проколол, но стало спускать после этого. Это так.
Could go for a counterattack, maybe, but he doesn't have that many hunts. And of course, there's going to be peons and burrows.
Пока выходной, пока на улице погода плохая.
Once the shop finishes, things get dicey.
Надо отремонтировать.
When Shadowhunter gets those clarities and mana potions, things are going to get tough.
Ну, чисто эльфийская карта, и Foggy проигрывает. Чуть по лимитам все плохо. Хотя преимущество по лимиту есть, но визуально его меньше. Там еще экспанд стоит. Боевого лимита, наверное, так же, как и у Лина.
Everyone's out of mana. Alchemist also no heal spray anymore. The Keeper has one spell, maybe. There we go. Entangle on the Blade Master. But that one, perhaps not too effective. Blade Master close to level 3. One more
Блейда,
kill
фокусни,
will do it.
Блейда.
Next Ensnare should grant it. Invo potion, Blade survives. Alchemist,
А там
he's in trouble.
инвульт.
What's going on with him?
А там
He's
минус
gonna die.
алхимик.
First hero to hit the deck.
Можно было на самом деле сейчас кипера убивать. То есть, ну, там нет телепорта. Там персоналка, в принципе. Если сетку бы кинул на персоналке, бы в базу бы влетел. Тут не отбиться. Уже не накопится, Фогич. 50 лимита, supply блок. Даже героя не выкупить, ребят. Всё. ГГшка. Пишем по на 2-0. Да, кстати, покрышку, да, надо проверить. Развернуть, проверить. Спасибо. Она грязная, конечно, так ее не хочется трогать. Надо вообще велик помыть, свозить. Куда-нибудь на мойку. С собой всякие смази-мази взять. He's trying to be as fast as possible. There is a town portal on Lin as well. Hunt damage versus main building. А что там, мейн упал у Фоги, нет? Так Фоги, ТПшься? Не, ТП нету. Забить. Я думал, ТП купил хотя бы. Изи GG 2-0. Ну это Лин, ребят. Это Лин. Not the only player without a defeat, but the only player with only one map defeat.
Yeah, Lin comes through with flying colors. He lost that one series to Kaho. To be fair,
как же на том месте проверить? Теперь не проверить, потому что помню, каким я местом покрышку вытаскивал. Правильно?
It seems more risky, but here he made it work. Kaho could hold it off. Foggy couldn't. Wasn't quite able to, and Lin gets through this group in first place. And with that, we have the first, second, and third Elo ranked players as the first, second, and third players in the stage.
As if player skill is an indicator, huh? Unbelievable. It's not only about the race, everybody. Yeah, happy 1-0 and Lin. They are qualified already for the playoffs. Foggy is guaranteed.
Соску, так понятно, надо было смотреть, какой я стороной вытаскиваю. В принципе, с одной и с другой стороны можно будет проверить. Но у меня уже там покрышка зажата. 29-й, да. Колеса большие у меня.
Group playing out pretty much as expected, to be honest, but who ranks behind Lin and who has to go up against Foggy in the first round on Sunday? We'll be back after a little break with yet another Orc vs Night Elf.
Потом, короче, проверю. Не хочу трогать грязные. Так клеится колесо. Точнее, этот... Камера доклеится. Проверю. Он мой стел стоит. Ай.
The second best orc against the second best Night Elf for the second place in Group C. Focus versus Kaho. Who's gonna come out on top, Mr. Remo Demo?
Пауза бывает, если проблемы у китайцев с серверами.
Focus looking good recently,
Что реже
but
появляешься,
Kao also
ну...
had some
Смысл?
different showings. Looked very strong against Foggy. Also was able to
Мне не
hold off
интересен
against Lin in one of those
Warcraft
maps with
стал.
the push. I think this is going to be a close one. We're going to go full distance, and
Простите, но это правда.
the winner will be whoever has lost fewer heroes after map 2.
Wow, okay, that's something. I have a clear favorite here. And I'm a man of numbers, Remo. You know, I have a fetish for the big red
Смотреть
numbers of the
практически
Blade Master,
нечего.
but I also
Одно и то
trust
же.
in the statistics. And the statistics have a clear favorite. And that is Focus. He won
Копача
the
смотрю.
past
Копача
6
интересно всегда
encounters.
смотреть.
Kao has only won a single series this
Перед сном
entire
ложусь,
year versus
включаю
Focus.
и
Focus is
засыпаю
6-0
за
on
15
this
минут.
very patch versus Kao, and Focus is gonna make this a clean 7-0. And the Orcs will reign supreme in Group C.
I want to see the maps. Once I see the maps, I think I'm going to have a better idea. For example, Twisted Meadows, if we see it again, I could certainly see Kaho going far. And nowadays, the maps can be a big determining factor. We saw earlier, for example, how Last Refuge was allowed through. I think
Овер,
Focus
ты это
should
про
do
кого?
that here. Kaho is excellent with Demon Hunter First, is excellent with Demon Hunter Talons, and Last Refuge is one of the very best maps for it. Speaking of maps,
Не, Хапача именно стримы его игры против хумов на ладере. Мне нравится смотреть. Как он лича отыгрывает первым героем. Это кто такой? Ты про отстоя?
Soul 8-man, thank you for the 46 people raid. And Russ Brain, thanks for visiting us. I hope you come again, as we have 9 more days of excellent Warcraft 3 competitive action in a row. And I hope you have a fine day.
Ты про того самого отстоя?
This is the warm-up for Group D, the last match of Group C. Lin wins that group, but who is the runner-up who skips the first round of Ascension? Focus for
Я тоже
Korea,
угорнул
Kao
знатно,
for
на самом деле.
China. I see the Focus Fire emotes already in the chat. The gym
Сначала
community
было
always
неприятно,
appreciates a good focus matchup.
но
And
потом
hopefully it's gonna
я
be again.
поржал.
In the broadcast,
Потом
for
это
us,
вызывало
between
только
feeds, seems to be
улыбку.
getting closer to being ready. Once again, we got a little bit of a schedule sneak peek here. Half of Group C, half of Group D today. We'll be seeing the humans, of course, later. Fortitude will be the big favorite against Ice Orc, that's for sure. And Sock versus Moon. This could be the highlight of the day. I am really looking forward to that and wonder what we're going to be seeing there. And seeing this graphic also normally means that we should
Пришлось
be
от него
seeing the
отписаться
maps
и кинуть на
soon
него жалобу.
after
Надеюсь, его канал забанят.
player tiles.
Никакие шекели ему не помогут.
Already after 5 days, his memory not as bad as he makes it out to be sometimes. But first, of course, we have a player introduction. Been there since the very beginning, not that successful in solo competition, but a lot in team competition, and clearly established himself as the second best orc in the world in some matchups on some days.
Проигрывать не любит, когда проигрывает, начинает хуесосить соперника. Так он хуесосит соперника, он хуесосит себя, он хуесосит зрителей, он хуесосит весь мир, он хуесосит не 15 минут, а всю следующую игру, потом после следующую еще игру, пока не выиграет, короче. Если он будет все время проигрывать, он... Понял.
Finally have your maps, Remo.
There we go. That's what I wanted to see. And we have very different maps.
Проигрывает тупо из-за тупости.
Vetoed by Kaho.
That тупой, блядь.
Very interesting. Focus vetoes last
Потому что
refuge. That was to be expected along with AZ and TH. That's the standard vetoes. So
Пицца там ни при чем.
Twisted is the interesting one that was not removed. Focus picks Terranos stand, whereas Lin vetoed Terranos earlier. And we're going to start with Northern Isles as the neutral map, which normally tends to be a bit more orc favored. But
а что там в Дискорде? В Дискорде эту тему развили?
Here we go. Second series of the day. Same matchup, very different setup. And we have another sub, Don Dolara, 54 months. Ruining my preparation already, as the sub message says.
В каком Дискорде, Овер?
14-1 for Moon in the last 15 series versus Sock. Pray for the B-boy. Yep, that will be a topic later. But first we focus, haha, on focus and Kaho. Sorry, I'm not a native English speaker, okay? I lack some vocabulary here and there.
That's fine, Neo. That you can make up for
У
that
меня
by just
столько
being
серверов в
a girl.
Дискорде разных.
We all
Даже не
appreciate
знаю,
it
куда
most.
заходить.
So let's get into this, shall we? Map number 1. Northern Isles normally considered pretty good for orc because you can really
World of
poke
Warcraft,
thumb the
наверное, да?
keeper very well. The biggest danger always is if the keep gets level 3. Even if you have shaman out early, normally don't have that much mana, so it's all
Скорее всего,
about
там
slowing down the keeper as much as you can, while
постоянно
getting progress for
подряд
yourself. And this is where the
форсят.
map normally helps out the orcs, at least in the beginning stages. But if the Night Elf gets to decent mid-game, then having center control, shop control and such can also make things possibly tough for the orc.
Yeah, I wonder what Kao's approach is here. This map has
Вчера
been
в
played with meta
20.
for a long time, always a little advantageous for the orc.
Ничего не
as you
вижу.
just explained to the unwashed masses out there. And how aggressive are they gonna be playing this focus? Not the so-in style, not instant aggression, but rather a sidestep at the green for some items. And Kao does the
Что
very
сказать?
same thing.
Токсичное комьюнити.
Creeping the bigger green camp in the middle. Once
В
you get that
Warcraft'е.
consumable- Oh, good whiz scouting. Also seeing where the
Даже
blade
Алихан
is, just
свалил
picked up
в
one item and
StarCraft,
then
сказал,
tried to run
токсичные
across
вы
the map,
варкрафтеры,
was in
пойду я в
position.
StarCraft, и
Definitely
вот там
speed scroll
поддерживают.
that was to be used, but that hasn't been
Короче,
used.
Овер, я
What
не
has
могу
been
нигде
found
ничего
is
найти, никакой
slippers of
информации.
agility. The blade certainly likes those.
Love to see it. Kao with Keeper hunts into expansion and tech. Blade Master. Will he steal this away? This prevents level 2. Focus as so often with a good early game plan, early game setup.
Oh, big lasted right here. This is a big moment in the game.
Ooh. Focus
Damage roll.
got it.
What's the damage roll? It is good enough to get the last hit, and focus with the fast fingers as always. Gets the item also, only gauntlets. But that's the keeper's level 2, delayed for a bit longer, and this is kind of like typical Northern Isles. Even level 2 isn't so easy for the keeper here.
Here we go. Blade Master also at the shop, deciding to go for the circlet. Might not be time for the staff just yet, but Kaho is patient for the store to get resupplied, and there it is. One of the best items in this matchup. Only available for one of the two players for the time being, and with that, Keeper can be a little more aggressive than before.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a
Так
mistake
это
by
может быть и
Focus.
я не шарю, а
Normally
он
this map
шарит,
you can
Алексей.
get the staff pretty easily as the orc because to wake up the creeps,
Я же
the
все-таки
keeper has to run.
1500
You can
ММР,
hide there in invis and also say
а он
yourself,
2000
"Hee hee,"
ММР.
because you
Или
could be
сколько?
bothered by those creeps. But the keeper got it now, and with that
2200?
staff available, things get a bit more complicated for the orc.
Complicated is also to do a dual cast with a clean feed. I'm streaming to you on Discord, by the way. You seem to be quite a bit behind now. So, how much damage will
У меня
this Blade Master do? Will
1500
he be able to
ММР.
find Kaho
Тупо
in the
помойка.
process? Not
Чему тут
really
можно
a
научиться?
game, early game for the time being, but Kao's just waiting there. Treants can be summoned. He's even waking up the creeps, not waiting for the tier 2 buildings to arise. That would
Смотрите
be a lot of
отстоя.
wasted time. And that is at least the item and a chunk of XP gone.
And taking these camps away from the Shadowhunter especially is also valuable. Blade Master scouting in the north because he didn't get things like Wand of Illusion. He has to scout with something else to check for expansions. And this is the first win for Kaho.
Подумаешь,
He's
немного
able to
ноет,
creep
зато
up
он
a
шарит.
little bit here and there without the Blade Master's watchful eye. And if he creeps the natural after, oh, this could be a huge play for Kaho. I think Focus is way too passive.
А, у меня чатик завис.
Kaho getting so much experience. This might be level 3.
Я в Discord канал закинул.
Пусть
Пусть посмотрит. Я подожди, почитаю.
That is a problem indeed, but it takes the big item away from Kaho himself. The natural is cleaned up too. It's only a period of vitality, so it's not the end
Кен
of the
скинул
world. But
момент с
there,
этого стрима.
the keeper does, as we
Как
mentioned,
его
the
вообще
hunt
сидят,
support.
смотрят, я не понимаю. Мне хватает ровно на 15 минут смотреть, и все. Больше не могу. Свой Discord сервер, свой Discord это твой Discord или мой Discord? Любители Warcraft. А, все, понял. Что за сервак? Сейчас зайду посмотрю. Любители Warcraft, это я понял. Нет, тут есть. Мгм.
Useful at the moment, and Tangle again That parry up now.
Два клипчика вижу.
Helpful. Reveal once more. Can he reach? Hey, I'll never want to hear again that parry up is a useless item.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit late on the reveal. Blade Master gets away just barely.
Первый можешь не смотреть, только второй. О чем мне смотреть? Я же был на трансляции, я все это слышал, все это видел, в принципе. И такое ощущение, как будто у него чат там с задержкой в 10 минут. Просмотров у него куча, у него подписчиков 600, я не понимаю, откуда у него столько просмотров. И откуда у него вообще там просмотры взялись, и откуда у него такие донаты. У него 600 подписчиков на ютубе. И, как я понимаю, он стримит только на ютубе.
Devastating damage being taken here early on tier 2. That throws back focus so much. At least got full experience. At least he got that level 2 on the Shadow Hunter. But, you know, with the other creep camps being gone, because the Keeper stole them earlier, where is he going to continue to creep? Where is he going to get level 3? Especially with being behind already. Yeah, Focus, this was not the best early game he was hoping for. Too passive, quite simply.
There was, the head tilting a little bit, like, come on, dude, really? Not the greatest start for Focus into the series. We got a new sub though. Cube, thank you very much for the 31-month resub. But what now? How do you salvage a game like this when Kaho controls the entire map? Your carry hero is not getting any progress.
В смысле поржать, там же ничего не смешного, там просто в тупую, просто окислившийся мозг, который несет всякую хуйню, ну вот тут просто без остановки подряд. Непонятно что. Просто сказать ради того, чтобы что-то сказать, понимаешь? Вот так вот, то есть мысли никакой нету. Он даже не может сформулировать какое-то предложение. Есть смешные моменты. Так одно и то же говорит. А? Одно и то же.
Yeah, the supply is kinda even, but the levels absolutely aren't where they need to be. Point of mana stealing.
О, Овер, раскручиваешь свой дискорд через мой канал. Кидаю, в принципе, мне все равно. Можешь чат кинуть. Ты как Овер кореш. Кент, с которым мы в КС играем, так что... Чё там? Мы вместе, в принципе, в арк-комменте иногда.
Focus away from the middle. It's so much about levels here. That's the only way to win this game for Focus. His heroes have to get out of control. Level 3 will be a start, and double level 4 will be decent, but honestly he's gonna need double level 5 this game.
Yeah, this is not too easy. Isn't it fascinating how 1 year ago it was a miracle when Kao made it to the round of 8, and now he's pulling moves like this again. It's one of the most established players in the entire scene. Focus sharking around for creep jacks, but the Keeper is making sure that this ain't happening. Mana Stone for the Alchemist, absolutely fantastic. There is a certain transition to Archers now.
Фантастик, кстати, эльф неплохо тут выглядит. Да, у него экспорка, экспанд только начал строиться. При этом у эльфа вроде как неплохие герои, да, там раскачал он получше, чем у орка. Единственное, что артефактов не хватает, но и у орка и артефактов нету. Там одни туфли ловкости за все это время. Тут хотя бы камень маны есть, синбул перекупил кипером, кольцо есть на кипере. Так, и что, разведка есть, в принципе, знает про экспанд эльф. Я думаю, сейчас подстроят лимит. И, ну, отобьет свой экспанд, сейчас подстроит лимит, будет нападать. Еще купить нужно будет свитки по дороге. Надо отбиваться. Пару виспов выцепил. Как и размен рейдера на хантреску, 3-й уровень алхимик. Пилочка отлично здесь себя отрабатывает, нету сеток. Ну, в принципе, орк отступает. Поэтому не стал уже сетку кидать и сражаться. Унвелла пустые не подлечить. Как-то ночь не прожал Кахо. Очень много виспов сейчас отдал. Не задиспелил пристов, не задиспелил героев. А Свиткорк перекупил с инвулом. То у нас 60, лимита на 50, 10 лимита преимущества, экспанд достраивается, там помимо... А там кроме экспанда, по-моему, ничего нету. Я имею в виду защита, окружение, выталкивать будет. Не получается вытолкнуть, умирает, что-то инвул передал. Пока живет. Бэдмастеру Винволк бы прожать. Хилка, Винволк выживает. Сыхат все равно остается здесь. Сыха умирает, Блейд получает 3-й уровень. Кипер получает 4-й левел. Лимита 50 на 45. Одну хантреску еще отжимает. Там есть мана сейчас на прикопку. Надо шамана убить одного с маной. Ой, его выкупает Сыху зря. Зря он так Сыху выкупил. Зачем он так Сыху выкупил? Просто под юнитов эльфа выкупил Сыху. Передается бутыльки Киперу. Лечится. Бутылка маны уже была прожата. Став, Мунвелла подкопились немного. За ночь. Персоналка обратно алхимикам. Ну и сносим экс. Получается, орк не сможет сейчас отбиться. Выкупить Сыху не может. Только тык героя. Тык Кипера. Попытался. Понимает, под алхимиком не убить. Там еще бутылка маны есть у алхимика с собой. Райт Грант. Гранты под оситкой. Тут, кстати, защита какая-никакая есть. Фокус пишет GG. Не понял, почему он так Сыху выкупил. Может быть, не знал, что получится так, что он снова застрянет. Ну, там у Сыхи на самом деле не было ничего. Знаю, стоило его так выкупать. Сыха-то пустой все равно. Его выкупаешь, он без маны, у него половина хитпоинтов. Легко снова затыкать. Я понимал бы, там выкупаешь героя, тратишь деньги, он с фулл маны и там появляется. Он сразу бы хилку бы накинул. Тогда да, можно было бы. Такие клипы запрещено показывать на трансляции, так что я потом как-нибудь соло посмотрю. Ссылочку на Discord, если что, дали. Можете также зайти, кому интересно, глянуть. Но там сразу предупрежу, что кринжатина.
Let's go. The new creep route for the Night Elves on Terrana stand. Not at the gold mine, not at the mercenary camp. Nope, we go shop right away with the Demon Hunter, Immolation plus the green, instant level 2. And that is a very, very good start for the Night Elves. But the question is where to go afterwards and how much damage can the Blade Master do. With the Blade Master then, as you know that your opponent is not at the mercenaries, you can either go for your own or steal the opponent's merc side away. Lots of opportunities on a map that we don't see in too many tournaments, but here at the TP League, it's always bringing in some fun.
There we have the Demon Hunter indeed. This creep route is also playable with the Keeper, but with the Demon it's even faster with Immolation, and of course the Demon Hunter will scale better, but does have other weaknesses. Doesn't have Treants for creeping, doesn't have Entangle for lockdown, in general is weaker early, and for that reason also will have a tougher time establishing expansions. And with Demon Hunter first, what's the follow-up gonna be? It's not gonna be hunts, that's for sure, so it's gonna have to be either Talons, or Dryads, or Bears, or in a very weird world, maybe even Mountain Giants, but if you go Talons, I think there's a big danger here of just getting lamed all day. The orc can expand pretty easily and then play hit and run until your eyes bleed.
Alrighty, we got a new sub by Unmanner, thank you very much. And yeah, focus, you picked this map, you must have a good game plan, and you must have a great execution. This is the perfect setup for Immolation, by the way. Look at this in the middle of it all. A little bit of a fiery mosh pit. Focus with the peon here. There shouldn't be a chance, though, to Outmaneuver his opponent. Not again. Oh, this is the perfect drop.
Replenish.
Replenish.
Very nice indeed. Scouting with a wisp. Blade Master just crept the little item from the little wizard. Mantle of Intelligence. Alright. Now I'm gonna get that level 2 now.
Alone maybe.
Seems very, very passive by Focus. You can take a lot more risks, be more greedy. You allow Kaho a free level 2. He's super tanky now, only for the middle and the items, which are not the greatest, to be honest. Mantle on the left hand side, kind of nice for roaming. Ring, not too wonderful at this stage of the game. I've seen this shop creep punished so hard, but Focus, not a fan of that apparently.
Yeah, the timings for Focus don't work out. Now he's showing up to be aggressive, but everything's crept already. The only thing he can try to do is steal his camp away. But he feels like that's too hard to creep. Now he's moving to the shop. There's nothing there either. All he can hope to get is some wisps, maybe.
Focus seems a bit frustrated already. Once again, a little move on the camera. Like, what's happening here? But he should expect this. This is the standard.
Yeah, seriously, like this is so normal to see. Beautiful wisp spread, by the way. You're gonna lose some wisp to the Blade Master here, but it gives you intel. Especially you don't want to have these camps stolen away from you. And now the blade is already out of mana. Dude, this is a terrible early game for Focus. Like, what's he gonna do from this point on?
I'd love to answer that, Remo. I'm a very wise and smart man, quick on my feet, but with this early game, dude,
На прошлой неделе нормально в бане не попарился. Уже в баньку охота. Баня только завтра.
He's well equipped. He's in a very good status thanks to that replenishment potion, and yeah, immolation on Terra.
Сегодня же пятница.
And maybe Lin was onto something. Vetoing this map against Night Elves, maybe that is the new way to do the vetoes, considering the strength of immolation creeping.
Nah, this
Even
can still be
many
punished.
nerfs.
So I gotta disagree with you here. If you have more aggressive move like this camp, Focus can steal it pretty much right away, as the Night Elf is busy at the shop for a long time. This is just not the greatest play by Focus.
Yeah, sure, he could have applied more pressure, but I think also if you counter it properly, the Night Elf can play against that. And we have an expansion coming on the way to tier 2. Oh, so that looks to be Mass Dryad expansion then. Looks very moon inspired.
Yeah, I agree. And give me some of that chemical rage. We love that. It's hard to micro, but if a Night Elf has the skills to micro Dryads just like Moon, is definitely Kaho. But oh my god, this immolation value on this map is so
seriously.
sick.
This immolation creeping has been so effective. It's been nerfed many times, but on the right map, it's still very, very strong.
Hunter's
Quick
Hole.
creeping like we see here. Level 3.5 demon after not even 6 minutes. This demon's gonna be out of control.
Маздрят, что ли?
Hey,
Кипером.
good luck killing that one. With the circlet, double ring, triple ring basically, and socks. Keeper second though. I'm a bit disappointed, Remo. I want to get my alchemist. I want to get that chemical rage. I don't see it. I don't get it.
Okay. Maybe Keeper opens the door for possible bears later in melee versus melee fights. Maybe the aura can be good. He's a
Тема
orb
Муна.
carrier. I feel
Он
like
любит
Keeper might
так
be better
поиграть.
if he
Маздрят.
decides to go tier 3 at some point. But for the time being, it's going to be tier 2.
Недавно
mass.
видел
The expansion will be
Маздрят
established, and now
от
it's
кого?
about
От Лала
building a
это,
huge
по-моему,
army
против
to
Хапача.
defend it. And the Demon on level 3. He's
Но
feeling
при этом он
strong.
там без
He's feeling
экспанда
feisty.
играл.
He's looking for a little fight.
И Варденку первым героем.
He just steals the Merc camp away with immolation, as you saw.
Хочу
This is
сказать, в
quick
общем,
and
с
how
экспандом
is the
дрядки
Shadowhunter gonna
тащит.
level to 3? Kaho
Апгрейды еще сделать на них.
not going for it. Still, will contest this by time
Тем
for
более с
zone
хорошими
control.
артефактами на Демон Хантере. На Демон Хантере...
Hex
Ой,
immediately
какой
dispelled. Oh my
диспел
god,
был
that was
только
a
что.
blink of
Хорош.
an eye reaction.
Классно.
Bro,
Сейчас еще
Cal
одну
was
наберн.
playing
Не
real
успевает
good.
Хекс. А, не успевает. Но классный диспел был.
Quite impressive. Quite impressive indeed. In the end, the demon may have to TP up, but here comes the Keeper trying to save his friend.
В чем побоялся?
Cal
А, побоялся
respecting the old
сетки
forces
уже.
for now.
Сетка доделалась, да, скорее всего. А, отошел, потому что сетка могла прилететь. Лагает, что ли?
Classic focus head scratch and Kaho seemingly having some issues. Only with his connection or his technology though, not with his play.
Вроде дрядки только с экспандом играются, но да, ну, там чуть не по плану пошло. Таски на этом турнире. Лолайт очень плохо выступил. Там вроде и Лолайт в итоге отлетел-то. А, Лолайт. Последнего места вышел 1-2. Тут все 1-2, кстати, и в этой группе все 1-2. 120 3-0, как и Хэппи 3-0. Все остальные 1-2 сыграли, 1-2 по очкам. И, похоже, здесь то же самое будет. Фогичу, правда... А, у Фоги 0-3. Фоги 0-3. Печалька. Так, сегодня же еще будут Айсорка Романтик и Сок против Муна. Сок против Муна будет интересно посмотреть. Самый последний матч на сегодня. Прощаемся.
I mean, we have that focus Super Saiyan emote, but the only Super Saiyan I see is Kao.
Yeah, looking tremendous so far, really. Kao has a big
Парад
lead.
классно
Can he
поставил здесь.
carry it on home? Walk expansion has been started, but it's still going to take a whole 2 minutes to finish. Blade Master scouting
Качаться
things
надо
out.
дальше.
With another
Орк
gifted
качается,
sub to
эльф что-то
Lowlight.
бегает, не крепится.
Gifts up
На
number
кипера инвул купил.
755.
Надо
What a
крепиться,
lovely
либо
number.
крипджекать, но крипджекать карта слишком большая, бегать далеко. Виспов нету рядом, чтобы понять, где орк крепится. Вот. То есть бегать, угадывать, ну такое себе, прибежишь, не угадаешь. Надо крепить самому.
Dodge that first round of Ascension phase versus Foggy. Immolation creep continues. We got mercenaries up. Blade Master a little too late to the party. Wand of Mana
Я бы не назвал Муна фаворитом, так никто его не называет фаворитом группы. Я просто сказал, что будет интересно их посмотреть. Сок против Муна. Самый интересный на сегодня матч. Ну что, у нас Эльфорк уже был, вот еще один матч Эльфорк. Потом у нас снова... А, потом у нас Хуман Орк, да?
It's tough to afford, you know.
Yeah, with the
Будем
economy
файтиться.
nowadays, you know, with inflation, bro.
We got ultravision inflation, dude. It's horrible.
Gotta wait for tier 2 nowadays. Whoever came up with
По-моему,
that, dude,
там
Jesus
одного
Christ.
барака будет
Yeah,
мало.
right. These
Вроде
amateur
экспанд уже
little
работает,
MMR
себя
people
купил.
commenting on balance. I feel like
Лимита,
Chaos
лимита,
researching
лимита
it a
мало.
lot more
Как-то
now
у
that
Эльфа
it's on
2
tier 2
Мунвелла на выход из лимита. Завтыкал он с Мунвеллами,
Awfully
ребят,
disguised.
получается. И с деревом какие-то проблемы вижу у Эльфа. Может быть, стоило Шреддера купить. Тоже у Орка экспанд заработает. Не стал он нападать, да, свой экспанд достраивается. Зачем? Пусть Эльф уже приходит, нападает. Либо где-нибудь на нейтральной территории подеремся. Один апгрейд на защиту у Эльфа, у Орка 0 апгрейдов на атаку, на защиту. Блин, Блейд тоже очень хорош, там и туфли ловкости, и когти плюс 8, и перчатки скорости, и колечко есть, то есть он и будет и урон наносить, и будет и танковать немного. Инвул на 15 секунд, и крест перерождения, робомагия, ой, хорошие артефакты вообще в целом. У Орка все артефакты выпали, которые ему нужны. Зато Демон Хантер, у него сколько защиты получается? 2? 6, 11, 12. 12 защиты у Демона Хантера, прикольно. Будет танковывать. Купил нейтралов. Кахо нападает. 65, лимиты на 66. Фокуса столько же. Фокуса столько же. Посмотрим, как будет размениваться. Так, Кадой молодой подошел. Сразу дрядка, да? Да, дрядка умирает. Катапульта очень хороший, кстати, за елками стоит, по дрядам стреляет, вижн-то есть. Демон Хантер танкует с эмоляцией, Инвул надо передать Демону Хантеру. Может быть, свиток пора прожать. Как ты здесь проигрывает? Я перезвоню через минуту. Или Кахо выигрывает, непонятно. Свиток потратил, инвул на кипере, если что есть, он ждет, пока в него ворвется сейчас Блейдмастера под инвизом. Но Блейд вырывается в Демона Хантера и что-то промахивается много. Прикопка на Блейда, есть инвул на 15 секунд. По армии фокус развалился. Инвул сейчас будет на 15 сек. Блейд! Ладно, сначала крест. Не знаю почему, хотя мог сейчас вырубить кипера, при этом подставляя Shadow Хантера из-за того, что он не прожал инвул. Зачем? Зачем? Какой крест? Зачем? Прожми инвул и убей его. Он на 7 секунд прожимает, ты на 15 секунд прожимаешь. И все, и он тебе не убивает героя, потому что ты тыкаешь его. Хотя нет, Сыху все равно мог потерять. Но он мог убить Демона Хантера за это. Там пришлось бы кипером подходить, передавать телепорт Демону Хантеру, он бы просто бы не успел. Блейд бы нарезал бы Димку, там был лоу хп Демон Хантера. И сколько, 7 секунд все-таки. То есть там начинает бить Сыху, там через 2 секунды бы закончился бы инвул. Крест вообще чушь на самом деле. Сколько раз я говорил, что крест перерождения артефакт очень плохой. Никакой здесь защиты на рабам. Логова нет. Ну, Каха выиграл. Хорошую позицию занимает. Чуть не сказал бы, что здесь 63 лимита эльфа. Вот так смотришь, визуально как-то очень мало. Снова танкует Демон Хантер. Кстати, в этот раз без телепорта пришел эльф. В принципе, магазин-то рядом. 5-й уровень уже получает. Что, 3-я эмоляция? Непонятно, что он там качает. Моноберн на 85. Не качает он Демона Хантера на 5-м левеле. А, взял 3-ю эмоляцию все-таки. Побежал до магазина. О чем я говорил, что магазин, в принципе, рядом. 800 голды на руках, можно закупиться очень хорошо. Свиток купил. Прикопка на Блейда. Сейчас свиточек надряд. Да, отлично. Инвул прожимает Блейд. Ну, сейчас инвул и все. Орк умирает. Крит! Став. Вот он, инвул на 15 секунд. Демон Хантер возвращается. Фулл хп. Минус СХ. Это GG. Это 2-0 за Кахо. Красавчик. Так, мне позвонить. The young Chinese looking stellar and handsome and exceptional today. Second place for him in the group, and he's showing everyone how it's done. Streaks are meant to be broken. 6 wins in a row for Focus, but the damned 7th couldn't get it. 2-0 Kaho, second place, and you know what? That's the best looking second place finish we've had so far. Kaho, the best runner-up in the group stage for me. Yeah, absolutely. Deservedly, we'll be skipping one stage of the Ascension phase, which is going to be starting on July the 17th, which is Monday next week, when he's going to be facing either Focus or Foggy. And Focus, of course, being 3rd place, Foggy being last place. There's no noticeable difference between 3rd and 4th. They will battle for the opportunity to go up against Kaho then in the end. What a pleasure, isn't it? Poor guys, Kaho's looking so sick. Lin first, Kao second, Focus third, Foggy fourth. This is Group C concluded, and A, B, C.
Oh yeah, Group D coming up. This is Moon, Sock, Fortitude, and Ice Orc. It's finally time for the humans. Don't go anywhere except maybe to back to warcraft.com/support. That little link list lists you all the ways to support us. We're bringing you exquisite
Мне надо будет
competitive
через
Warcraft
минут
from all
30
around
свалить,
the world,
ребят.
whether it's the NA Lul Cups on Wednesday night, whether it's the Asian tournaments
Стримчик
every
я
single day
вырублю.
at 1 p.m. or the weekly cups tonight with Carson at 7 p.m. We got it all, and you enable us to do this day in and day
Конечно,
out.
мог
We'll be
бы
right back with
оставить,
Group D
но
in the
я
mood.
до позднего вечера уйду, как бы, чтобы стрим тут не висел до позднего вечера. Придется вырубить. Так что заранее предупредил. Думайте, куда пойдете смотреть, досматривать. Не знаю, кто даже стримит на ютубе еще. По-моему, как раз таки Алихан стримит на ютубе. С Пончо. Можно будет там посмотреть. Еще собираться надо.
Quite a quick day here in Friday. Everybody's in the weekend mood. Want to go out to the bars and party a little bit, huh? 2-0, and I think we'll get another 2-0 in the next match. It's 40 versus Ice Orc.
That seems very likely, unless Icework somehow recently has been able to practice, like, what are the names again? Gohan and Trunks in the hyperbolic time chamber and significantly improve his skills. I am very worried for him. Also, Fortitude normally, this is one of his stronger matchups. This one against Orc and against Undead. This is always where I saw him the best. So yeah, you called him the punching bag earlier. That is not the most flattering nickname, but it might be a fitting one this group stage.
I would love for him to surprise us all, you know? Stop the haters. It's not really haters, it's more doubters. And we have every reason to doubt him. He was super talented in like 2009, 18, 19-ish, then fell off a little bit. Maybe, you know, finishing university or whatever. He's still young, but he's back in the scene, still playing, competing, and hopefully he comes in well prepared. I would disagree with you a little bit when it comes to 40. Of course, we are not arguing about 40's amazing matchup versus Undead. Against Orc, he looks okay to me. Against Lin, obviously, he loses every single series, but apart from that, he's fine. I'd say one of his strongest matchups is versus Human, historically, but of course, that's a matchup that's not too often times played. So, Fortitude, not a dominating force in Human versus Orc. As Remo is typing some very important messages, saying, "Shut up, Neo, you're wrong. Agree with me." You can just say that.
That's the predictions. That's the predictions. We don't want to forget about those.
Never would we ever forget about predictions.
I think we've remembered like 30% of the games so far. Well, that's better than 0. And we're gonna have the predictions up soon for the first map. Yeah, I also remember the days where 40 was amazing, incredibly strong in Human Mirror, I'm not sure if there's so much the case anymore today, but one of the cool things about this matchup is it has been in flux for a long time. There have been many different developments, very many different builds, fast expansions, and so on. Oh, and look at that. We actually get some footage from Iceorg in the interview.
Nice. He looks a little different. Grew up a little bit, hey? Even get a little bit of a beard. We have no idea what he's saying, but he got some nasty headphones, dude. These are perfectly fitting for the chairs that that we had in the TP League Season 1 that Infi is rocking on his stream currently. If there's someone able to speak Chinese, we would love to get a translation in chat, as Remo and my Chinese got a little rusty since we're not going over there anymore.
It's been years, Neil. It's been years since we've been to Shanghai.
Celebrated Christmas there together and New Year's.
Trying to remember what exactly we did on the day.
We were in that bar and they had us a little Christmas thingy.
Oh, you mean that bar?
No. The regular
that bar. Okay.
after work bar with the karaoke and the super nice barkeeper who got me the blueberry cigarettes.
I remember that one. Yeah. That was pretty
cool.
We
don't talk about the other bar, dude.
The other bar, that was quite something.
Yep, the bar that should not be mentioned.
Oh, man.
Shanghai is a good place to party, we can say that much.
And I remember when we were staying there for 4 weeks, in the end, we almost ran out of money. And one of the last days, we had McDonald's there. And
Jesus Christ.
That was not the best meal we ever had.
That was the worst cheeseburger I ever had in my life. After a horrendous cheeseburger I already had at Disneyland Shanghai. So guys, if you're ever over there in China, cheeseburgers, no.
They have lots of other amazing food, but yeah, the cheeseburger perhaps rather enjoyed on the American continent. And in Europe, we got some decent ones, but I feel like in America, you get the best. Fortitude, is he going to prove to be the best human here today and tomorrow? Recently, it seems like that rank has been taken away again from him by Sock, who is climbing up those ELO ranks, isn't he? We have a human in the top 6 again, thanks to Sock, something that, honestly, we didn't have for a long, long time.
Look at 40. What a Chad. Having that smile on his face. Super entertaining streamer, by the way, constantly popping off after wins against Happy, for example. Looking to be in a good mood. He probably praises Sock or the question is probably if Sock or him is the best player in the world. Long question, though. God damn. I use Google Lens. That is freaking smart, dude. Should have told me that at the beginning of the week. Oh, it's a little bit too late. But for tomorrow, I'll have this set up if they have more interviews. Yeah, wanted to say something? Yeah.
Nope.
I remember, well, this is my favorite experience with Remo and 40. We had a day at WGL, I think, and we were brought there with a bus every day. And one day, Remo had a very bad morning. A very, very bad morning.
Oh, God.
And Fortitude, the bus drive was like half an hour, 40 minutes roundabout. And Fortitude was trying his very, very best to start a conversation with Remo Demo, who was in a horrible mood and horrible physical shape. And that was to this day one of the funniest 30 minutes that I ever had in China.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, the things in life that give you joy, Neil, isn't it?
You say that to me when you are constantly making fun of my misery.
I had food poisoning. I had food poisoning that day.
Let's call it food poisoning.
It was food poisoning.
Yep.
Wait, or was that the other time?
I think that was the other time.
There have been a couple of different... yeah, I may have just been hungover that day.
Yeah.
I did have food poisoning once, though.
That's true. That was gross indeed. I didn't make fun of you that day, but you're making fun of my experience at Anaheim with Thorson and the Moon game, so I'm allowed to make fun. See?
That was so funny.
The evil in your laugh, dude, and you call yourself the righteous. Disgusting behavior.
It was so amazing, What Neil was referring to is when the game desynced, where Thorzane had to regame against Moon, not once, but twice. And in cartoons, when people get so mad that their head goes red, they have tears in their eyes, and there's smoke blowing out of their ears, normally that only ever happens in cartoons, but that day I saw it live in Neo's face, and it was hilarious. It was the best day of my life.
Interesting of what brings you joy, Mr. Remodimo. Interesting how that works, isn't it? We got the maps. Let's talk about some maps. We got Northern Isles, Tidehunters, and Twisted.
Yeah, Twisted Meadows, chosen by Ice Orc. That's a map we do sometimes see in this matchup, but not super frequently. Northern Isles certainly is. We know that one inside and out. Fortitude going for Tidehunters, perhaps a bit unusual for that one to make it through the vetoing process. Normally, we are more used to maps like Concealed Hill and maybe even Last Refuge. So a bit of a mix-up over here, and I wonder what that's going to entail. Tidehunters we have seen sometimes played with fast expansion before, but I would assume that 40 is more going to play one base, standard, build a decent army, and I wouldn't expect too many fast expansions.
All right, we'll see about that. We look into our sub counter, and it's rising, guys. Max Welleth, thank you for the 1-year resub. And maybe we have some issues starting the game. Fortitude sometimes not the most reliable connection, being not from Shanghai, I believe, a little further out. The Crab King trying to start this game on Northern Isles, where there's no crab to be had.
That's true. The crab is on Tidehunters, something I will always remember after seeing the immortal Raised Dead crab 2 years ago or something.
1-0. That was a wonderful move. Reviving a critter with the DK ultimate. So many things possible in Warcraft 3. What a grand game.
Reminds me of back in the day when Happy was doing these weird request games, and sometimes he would have something like with Raised Dead on a crazy map, you know, like a FFA map or something, where there's like level 10 Hydras. So he killed the Hydra, loaded up the corpse into a meat wagon, and then revived it with Animate Dead, and it was unkillable.
Back when Happy was having fun, huh? Those were the days. I want to give, as we're on the topic of that, I want to give a shout out to one of my favorite streamers in the world, Koao Cast here on Twitch, who plays a fantastic Banshee possession into possessing all the creeps on the map strat. So we oftentimes see him with, you know,
nice.
Every map that you usually kill, just in his army, killing his opponent.
You don't get experience when you take them over, do you?
No, you get the unit.
All right. That is something.
And that is something here as well. We got Group D, everybody, the opening match. We are heating up for the main event of tonight, which is Sock versus Moon. 40 on the right-hand side, the first human in this tournament facing the next orc in Ice Orc.
I'm captivated by Ice Orc right now. I feel like we haven't seen him in years.
Exactly.
I'm just staring at his player cam right now.
I really hope he doesn't have any input lag, because his PC is like 3 meters behind him. I hope the signals of mouse and keyboard get there in time.
Pretty sure that's not his PC, bro.
Ah, you don't know that.
Is he playing for an internet cafe?
He is part of Sky's team. I wouldn't be too surprised if he's playing from the team house.
Ah, true. We have Farseer first, because Archmage first. No surprise here. With a 1 grunt into Headhunter build.
You know, I see the first win for Ice Orc here already, and that is the chair. Comfy gaming office chair, while Fortitude is sitting for years on this old wooden kitchen chair, more or less. So 1-0 Ice Orc in that regard.
You think he's got a cushion on the chair at least?
Absolutely not. He probably has a bed of nails under him, you know? Pain for pleasure.
That's a Spartan gamer right there.
Exactly.
No comfort, no mercy.
Fakir 40.
Look what the footy's doing. Getting ready for a natural creep, as it seems. If you want to get swifty, you can also pull the camp towards you to creep it a bit faster. But it seems like that won't be the idea. The orcs in the beginning are a little bit blind because they don't play Scout Peon because they are too greedy. So a fast expansion attempt like this can sometimes work out indeed.
And is this the first Farseer Headhunter opening we see all tournament, by the way?
a good question.
I think so. I think the orcs have played Blade Master against Undead, Night Elf, and in Mirror 40 with the classic tournament opening for a human player finding the crystal ball.
Yeah, that's pretty sad, but he gets the fast level 2. That's very good. I'm gonna have the aura unlocked early. The expansion is being set up, or what is rather a tower first. That arcane will be important, new and improved, newly buffed against heroes. And now Isork's gonna try to do as much damage here as he can.
Yeah, usually this was instant pressure by Farseer Headhunter onto the main and onto the first hero. It was super hard to get level 2 for the humans. And now they can even try to expand. New militia, can he save this one? I don't think so. And the town hall hasn't started yet.
There's only 2 peasants there, by the way. Is this a fake expo? Or what's going on here?
It's either genius or really bad.
Yeah. Well, more militia are at least coming. And the town hall can be started. This works out fairly well with the resources and stuff. Now he finally has enough to start the town hall. There it is. Militia duration will soon be over. They can fall back. And the priority here was really to get that arcane tower up quickly. If the arcane tower is too late, the headhunters get the cancel. You never get the arcane. You're gonna get gobbled up by these wolves. So Fortitude making damn sure the arcane is ready, which now it is. That came at the expense of a later town hall.
Yeah, and that is the tech at 60% for Isork. Shop is coming up as well. Not the worst position for the young Chinese. And now Archmage in a defensive position, 2 water elementals up, should be able to deal with the wolves, but not without any pain for the AM. This will probably trigger a shop real quick, which will then delay the tech again. But Isork, this headhunter might just be fodder for the old man on the horse. Nice retreat.
Yeah, pretty good defense also for 40, I would say. He lost some peasants, sure, that will always happen. But the wolves were dealt with, the arcane tower was worth it, and the grunts now should be able to be pushed away as well. Both heroes, though, are very hurt indeed, so shop healing will be needed soon.
Oh, Archmage, almost blocked by wolves there. And yeah, that needs some heal selves. As it's just a little chip damage from grunts, this is not Farseer. Wait, this is a weird build, man. This is Farseer Headhunter into grunts?
There was only a single headhunter.
Yeah.
The rest has all been grunts.
Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely. But as we can see here, grunts very good against the peasants. Normal damage, finding more kills. That is now level 2 for the Farseer. Chain Lightning unlocked, but doesn't quite have the mana for it. And we see the double bestiary play. We're gonna have lots of raiders and no interest in the late game. It's gonna try to break the main, the expansion, or maybe even the main base with the raiders and finish this game early.
Exactly. Okay, more pressure soon, and we're waiting for the TC with mass shockwave, I imagine. Brute strength, nice little upgrade for the grunts, and 40 did start the tech before the 6-minute mark. That's always a good indicator. Tower is up, Expo should be safe for now. Archmage is leveling as well. With illusions, not necessarily what he wanted, was gambling for the rejuve potion, I guess. And has to weather yet another storm.
Shop now ready. The grunts thirsty for more kills. Those peasants still very vulnerable, easy to take out. Watch elementals though will make this a bit more difficult. And the footies seem to be in fighting shape more or less.
Here we go. Nice little deny by 40, seemingly in shape, but we have Chain Lightning. Wait a second! Wolf eat! He's dead! No TP! What a move by Isork. He is indeed surprising us all. The first 7 minutes of his tournament going damn fine, I gotta say. Another TC arrives with a nuke clarity.
Всё, я свалил.
Play by Isork.
Ремов.
Yeah, well done there, but 40 also with a big
Приходите,
mistake. He
знаете на
could have
кого?
used one of his region scrolls way earlier to
Знаете на кого, знаете на кого. Сейчас скажу.
Or use the TP to survive,
А
but
где они?
neither. Archmage dead, waiting for the altar
Где
res.
они?
It's gonna take a while, and this could be
Вот они.
footies going down quickly.
У них есть YouTube канал.
Does this look like a person who is happy with his situation in the game?
У них был
I
YouTube канал.
don't think so. Footmen are getting slaughtered by the big
Нет,
cow
у них нет
using the
YouTube
shockwave.
канала.
Now a big grunt
Чё, на ютубе никто не стримит? Не, ну я не могу, ребят, оставить, говорю, потому что я допоздна уйду. А тут 2 матча осталось, типа, и будет стрим висеть все это время. Просто эфир тупо занимать. Так что Готом на Twitch тогда. Либо Good Game, может он на Good Game стримит. Всем удачи! Увидимся завтра. Вроде как дожди, поэтому я